Hello everyone, welcome back to another Procreate Dreams tutorial. Today I am going to be doing a fish animation. So I started out by drawing the assets in Procreate, regular Procreate. So I started out with a fish bowl. I wanted it simple because I didn't want it to take away from the main idea of the animation. So I didn't put too much detail into it. So this, you will see that I'm just kind of sketching in the parts that I wanted to show. So now I started drawing in the background, so this was a little bit more important to me than the bowl itself. I wanted some detail in it, but again I didn't want a lot of detail in it, and I wanted kind of layers to it so you could see there was a foreground and a background to the drawing itself. At first I thought I just wanted the water not to be any blue color, but then after I started looking at it and it was just a gray, I decided that I'd like it to be this lighter blue that I turned it into. So now I'm putting in the foreground, so we've got a distinct foreground, midground, and a background. Adding in the reflection of the glass of the bowl itself. So the next thing I was going to do is to start the drawing of the fish. So I wanted the fish to be very comical, very funny looking. That was an important thing because I think it's just fun to see a really funny picture. I mean, if you watched my video of the pig that I drew, I always draw them when they're really goofy and funny looking because it's just, it makes people smile, and if I can make people smile, it's with my art. That's really kind of a goal that I like to have. So now I'm putting in the kind of the shadowing on the fish itself. I used layers so that I could do some Gaussian blur to it to give it that blended in look. So now I'm putting in the details of the fins, so the kind of the harder lines, and I put those over and also on a different layer so I could fade them in and out. I could change the opacity to make them either stronger or lighter. So adding some shadows and also some highlights now. Okay, now the step was for the eyes, and then I wanted them very big. This is what kind of gave it the comical look, big fish eyes. So I'm putting some shadow on the eyes, kind of a gradient from the bottom up. Okay, and then I wanted to get one more eye in there, so I turned off the background so we could see the white. Okay, and then we just finally put a little detail, put his mouth in. So then I grouped all of the fish together into one group, and I resized it to make it fit the fish bowl. So the next asset was a cat, and I wanted the cat to look really mean and angry, scary looking. So, but also keeping that comical look to him. I guess the expression on the eyes was probably the thing that I wanted to use to make him look angry. As far as the other parts of him, I want him to look very kind of artsy looking. So that's kind of why I used the textured brushes to put the colors in on him. So now I put the eyes in to give him that kind of mean expression. And I wanted his pupils really small because the smaller they are, the more mean or angry he looked. Okay, so I got that part that I wanted. So the next thing, put in some whiskers, some hairs. So the next thing I did was start with my fur brush. By the way, the fur brushes are on sale on Gumroad. You can go pick up the whole texture pack. It is priced 50% cheaper than almost any other brush pack that you will find online. Okay, now that we've got our drawings done, let's move over to Procreate Dreams. Alright, we're going to start a new HD, and if you want to change the dimensions, you can do that by clicking on the little red square there and set it to whatever you like. I'm just going to keep it at HD. I'm going to do an empty. Alright, and now we're going to move this to the side so we can do a split screen. And we're going to open up Procreate. Alright, and I'm just going to bring the whole file over. Okay, and now we're going to go back to Procreate Dreams and go back to full screen. Alright, so here is our project. Now, the first thing I want to do is hold down on it, and I want to convert the layers to tracks. Alright, now when we open up our group here, we can see we have our fish, our cat, our background, and our fishbowl all on different layers, which that's what we wanted. Alright, so for the cat, it's not going to come in for a while, so I'm going to take him and drag him over a bit. And now we have our fishbowl. Now I need to resize my background here. Just going to put it up. Maybe make it a little bit bigger. That's fine. Okay, and now I think the fishbowl is fine. You can go a little bit down to the bottom of the canvas there. Okay, I think that's good. Our fish, I think, is probably in a good position here too. Alright, so let's animate our fish first. So what I'm going to do is do performance mode. And I'm just going to wiggle him around basically. So let's turn on the performance mode there. And you can see up here on the top left, it says it's ready to go. So let's get our fish. Make sure the playhead is at the beginning. Now when I start to move this fish, it's going to automatically start recording my movements. So I'm just going to kind of bob him around. So just kind of have him floating around. And there's where our cat came in. So I'm just going to keep moving a little bit more. Okay, I think that's about good. I'm going to stop that, and I'm going to move this cat over some more. I don't want to come in yet. Let's just see what the fish looks like now. So, push play. Here he is kind of bobbing around. Okay, so that's good for that part. Now what I want to do is I want to make some bubbles. So I'm going to create I want the bubbles under the fish. So maybe I'll do this. I'll highlight the fishbowl, then I'll put out a track so that I'll put that on top of that. Okay, so I'm going to do my bubbles on this layer here. Alright, so I'm just going to go in the drawing mode here and maybe pick a white. And I just want to do a circle. Just about like that. So that's our first bubble, and what I'm going to do is stretch this out so you can see our bubble, and we're going to put him at the beginning here. Alright, and I want to put him behind the fish starting out. So maybe we should just do it in performance mode. I think that would be easier. So let's see, if I click on this, I'm going to fill duration. So that's going to stretch it out to the full length of the video itself. And yeah, I'm just going to do this in performance mode. So let me zoom out a little bit here. We're going to gear that up, and then just going to make the bubble go up to the top there and stop right there. And then right there where it stops, I'm going to edit it, split it, and I'm going to delete right there. So it's just going to disappear after that part. So you can see the bubble going up and it disappears right there. Alright, so that's one bubble. I want to do another one. So we're going to create a new track. I'm going to click on this background again and then do a track, so it'll do it right above it. And we're going to draw another bubble. So I'm going to go in drawing mode, and let's just do another bubble. Alright, and then let's fill duration, so that'll stretch that out. And actually it turned it off. Okay, turn off drawing mode. And now I want to move him behind the fish again. So we're going to let that one bubble go up for a while before we start moving him. So I'm going to push performance mode, and then I'm going to move it a little bit so the animation will start. There goes the one bubble, and then we're going to make this one go up too. Alright, and we're going to stop it right there. And then we're going to edit and split it, and then we're going to delete that part right there. Alright, so we got a couple of bubbles going up. I think that's enough. You could put more if you wanted to. But, yeah, basically, we got our fish moving around. We got a bubble going up. We got another bubble going up, and then they disappear when they get to the top of the bowl. Alright, so that's that part. Now let's do our cat. So let me see. I'm going to... I don't want the animation to be too long. So maybe start about right there. So we'll have the fish swim around a little bit. So maybe after the bubbles go up, we'll start having our cat come out now. So let's... Where's our cat at? I think I stretched these out. I'm going to shrink these back down so 3 fingers swipe to the left. And there's our cat. I'm going to move him down here to where the playhead is at. Alright, and I want this cat behind the background. How I can do that? Let me open up the fishbowl so you can see I have the background, the bowl, and the bluish color on separate layers. So I'm going to move the cat between, right on top of the inside of the fishbowl. So let me see how easy this is going to be. We're going to take our cat, move him down here, and drop him. Let's see what it did. So not yet. We need him behind the background, maybe. He's masked. Oh, okay. I think I had him masked when I had him in Procreate. So actually, yeah, the clipping mask is on the background, so we need to take that off. So it brought the clipping mask in. So what I'm going to do is hold that down, go to mask, click on none, and now it put him behind the everything like I wanted it. It's funny, I didn't know it brings the mask in. I guess it brings in the project completely. Okay. We want our cat to be about right there. So we're gonna bring him down. Let me see where the bubble goes up to about right there. So we're gonna put him right there. Okay, there's our cat, and then I want him to come up. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our cat. We're gonna put him maybe off the canvas, because you can see a little bit of his body here under the bowl. So we're going to take him off the canvas completely. All right. And should we do this in performance mode, or should we do a keyframe? Maybe a keyframe might be smoother. So what we'll do is we'll click on that. We'll hit move. We'll hit move and scale. So that's going to set the one keyframe with him off the canvas. And then we're going to have the canvas or the playhead go over. Maybe to about right there. We'll click on it again. We'll hit move, move and scale. And now we're going to move our cat. Maybe do about right there. Okay, let's see what that looks like. Alright, so he's moving a little slower than I'd like, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this keyframe and I'm going to move it over to the left a little bit. Let's see if that's a little bit quicker. Yeah, that's better. Alright, and that is going to be our animation. So let me see how long we want this thing to be. Right now it's at 28 seconds, and I don't think it needs to go on that long. So let me see, how should we do it with this duration? Maybe 20 seconds. Let's see what that does. So then it'll come right there, and then it will end. There we go. All right. So I'm going to put the final animation with the sound effects and the music and everything else for the final showing. I hope this has helped you. You will be able to download all of the assets over on Gumroad, free download. I'll have the link in the description below, and I hope this has helped you out. And with that, I will see you guys next time for another Procreate or Procreate Dreams tutorial. If you have any requests, let me know, and I will see you again. Take care.